welcome to the UCD Bowl in Dublin. It's Ireland versus Wales. It's a women's senior international test match, and kickoff is coming up in just over 9 minutes' time. Ross O'Donoghue with you, calling the game today. Delighted to be joined in the commentary booth by senior internationals Aoife McDermott and Leah Lyons. Aoife, I'll start with yourself. I mean, the picture is set here. We're really looking forward to something special.
Yeah, we are. The crowd is building there nicely, and I know the girls have been working really hard, and we're building towards today. So it should be a really great occasion.
Leah, delighted to have you with us on an Irish Rugby stream for the very first time. How are you looking forward to this game?
Good, I'm really looking forward to it. I think today is going to be a massive test for our girls going forward, and I think preparations for next year's Six Nations, and I think Wales as well, they'll be looking to do exactly the same.
We'll have a live stream of today's game for you with you. We'll also be joining the commentary booth throughout the game with our technical analyst David Keane to give you a sense of what preparations for this game is like. We're going to present to you an interview now with a couple of the head coaches involved. One of the coaches with Wales, Chris Horseman. But first up, Ireland senior women's head coach Adam Griggs.
Adam, big game in UCD today, but we might start by taking a look back on the camps you've had with the girls over the past few weeks. Scotland, France, and then they were in camp again this week.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a good preparation for us going to Scotland, and obviously having a game and a hit out against them, and then last weekend being in France and being able to do opposed training sessions with them, it really helped the girls, and we picked up a lot from them as well. So it's been good preparation, as good as it can be. Obviously, this being our first test match of our season is always going to be an interesting one to see how we kick off. There's been a few nerves in the camp, but that's to be expected as well.
And how was the headache this week then, not having the luxury of that bigger squad? You had to narrow it down a bit for today.
Yeah, selections are always tough, and what we're building over the last couple of seasons is a really competitive group. So naturally there were some disappointed players to miss out, but with the selections we have, there's some promising players there who really put their hand up, and we've picked the team based on form, you know, going through Interpros and the Premiership girls as well. So they're all playing really well, and they deserve their spot in the squad today.
And just on that, there might be a couple of new caps today as well. How excited are those girls?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be buzzing. I'm sure we had our jersey presentation for them, and that's always quite an emotional time. But, you know, it's good emotions, and we hope that they can put those to good use today. And if they get their chance on the field, I'm sure they'll put their hand up and show why we've selected them and that they're more than capable at this level.
And what are you expecting from the challenge that Wales will bring today?
Well, look, Wales had a tough hit out last weekend against Spain, you know, away from home, and they're away again, but we're expecting them to bounce back. You know, as any team would after having a loss, you try and rectify some of the mistakes you made, and I'm sure they've analysed that thoroughly. So we're expecting them to come out and start really fast and make sure that they can try and get some front foot ball and territory, but we're obviously looking to counter that with our style of play, and we've got good weather for it today. The sun is shining, and that'll suit us down to the ground, so it should be a really good test match.
So overall, good prep, and everyone's excited for today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, these don't come around all that often. You know, we're building towards the Six Nations as well, but we want to grasp this opportunity with both hands and show the progress we've made over the last 6 weeks.
Adam, thanks very much. Best of luck.
So Ireland and Wales have made their way onto the pitch. Great to see the mascots out there from Gorey in County Wexford and from Shannon in the city of Limerick. Stirring rendition there, and it also helps us to track the travelling fans and indeed the home-based fans for Wales. Here, absolutely loving that rendition. One more to go. See those flags getting waved a little bit more energetically. Some handmade signs in there as well. We're seeing Go Judy for Judy Bobbitt. We're seeing Go Bevan for Bevan Parsons. There's a Go Emer in there for Emer Considine. All those three in the starting 15 today. But we'll start with the Welsh lineup for today. 15 to 9 is Kaylee Powell, Paige Randall, Alex Donovan, Robin Wilkins, Courtney Kate, Eleanor Snowsill and Fionn Lewis. The pack is Gwenthleanne Parse, Kelsey Jones, Amy Evans, Natalia John, Gwen Crabb, Alex Callender, Bethan Lewis and Siobhan Lillicrap. Leah Lyons, that's a decent lineup they have there.
Yeah, I think it's a really decent lineup. I think looking from them playing Wales last weekend, they'll be looking forward to getting a big game in today. And, you know, standout players for them, you have Snowsill, you have Lillicrap, you have Callender. I think on the bench as well, you have Phillips and you also have Bevan, who'll be looking to come on and make a difference when they get there.
The Ireland 15 from 15 to 9 is Emer Considine, Lauren Delaney, Enya Breen, Sene Naupu, Bevan Parsons, Ellen Murphy, Nicole Cronin, and up front Laura Feely, Cleana Maloney, Linda Jugang, Nicola Friday, Judy Bobbitt, Ciara Griffin, Adele McMahon, Anna Capeless. 14 of the 23 in the squad that faced Wales in the Six Nations. Aoife McDermott, this is a team with a point to prove.
Absolutely, the girls are raring for this. I'm excited to see how our new caps go, and that experience in our backs will be great as well today.
No sign of nerves. It looks like a lot of determined faces out there as we await kick-off with Rebecca Mahoney of New Zealand Rugby getting ready to get this one underway. She's a former Blackfern who we'll hear more about as this game progresses, but the game continues. Linda Jugang opted to leave that one, and that looks like Ciara Griffin there with a good strong carry to set up the platform to get Ireland motoring early on. Super work in there, Judy Bobbitt. Great for her to get an early carry in what is her first cap, but it's out the backs now. 11 to 15 the numbers on backs. All started against Wales in the Six Nations. A 24-5 defeat it was on that occasion. Bevan Parsons with the only score of that game, and she already looks hungry to get in the action on the left wing. We won't see too much in this already, but we do have the first whistle of the game. It's gone to Wales.
Yeah, I think so.
And let's just hope Naupu is down. That's more of a
I think she lost
shoelace
the shoe, yeah.
matter than it is any form of injury. But great to see at the very least that we got some people who really benefited from getting their hands on the ball, got their hands on the ball.
Yeah, some nice strong carries and good touches there for Ireland to open the game and hopefully settle the nerves. And nice to start off with a scrum now as well.
Leah, how would this Welsh scrum be rated?
I'd rate them quite highly. I think they're a strong pack and they're well together. I think this will be a massive test for us going forward, and I think set piece today is going to be a massive outset to see who wins that battle.
Looks clean. Fionn Lewis puts the ball in for Wales. Waiting is Eleanor Snowsill. She started against Ireland in the Six Nations. So that one went past her. It's picked up in there by Alex Donovan, who looks for the mini break. Wales in possession now, looking to get some of their big carriers on the ball. That's Gwentley and Parse. You wouldn't know I was getting Welsh lessons before this particular one started. Popping up in midfield, Robin Wilkins. Again, a different name every time. As more and more players get on the ball, but it's an Irish win this time, and the slap on the back looks to be going in there for Nicola Friday. Any reaction there?
Nice double tackle there by Ciara Griffin and Nicola Friday working together to force that turnover.
I think it works really well. I think Junior getting in over the ball and having a go. She's one of our standout players this year and captain. She does really, really well.
We had a good chat about this beforehand. You guys are allowed to use the nicknames. I'm not, for the uninitiated amongst us. That's Ciara Griffin, the captain today. Starting at 6, I mean, in recent times we used to see her at 7. Is there anything that she can do that she wouldn't do normally in that particular position?
No, I think she's a rounded player, so well rounded. I think today as well we look at Emer Considine's out in full back. I think that's going to be a massive change up for us today as well. See how she gets on. Good under high ball, GA background, and I think that's something very important.
And you see just how relaxed Nicole Cronin looks there, and she's the first receiver there too. Considine carries. If you were trying to guess which one of these Ireland starting 15's nickname was Spud, to be fair, it definitely would be Cronin. Friday there was Jungang on the latch. Griffin in to follow up. And we have Ellen Murphy starting it out half today. Murphy, one of a number of overseas-based players in this particular squad. In fact, if we were lining up the overseas-based players against the provinces, effectively the overseas-based players would be the most representative, certainly of the 15 today. It does balance out when you go deep into the squad. Good shape here, great conditions. It's a beautiful autumn afternoon here at the UCD Bowl. The pitch is in perfect condition, and for anyone who's listening in Wales, we've been absolutely battered with rain in Dublin in this past week, so it's great to see that certainly holding up to international standard. And we see Wales putting boot to ball for the first time. Murphy certainly comfortable, seemed to know that one was coming. Sticks this one up, it's going to drop around halfway. The challenge for Fionn Lewis to gather. Goes to her right. Any trends forming yet? Any observations?
I think we'll be trying to keep the ball as much as possible. I think possession now in the first half is going to be vital. Try and go forward ball from each team, and I suppose as well defence is going to be massive. Get going, as we see there. Ciara Griffin over the ball. What she does best, it's amazing.
That one got a really good reaction from the crowd. It really pretty much, I mean, we're only 4 minutes deep into this game. It's pretty much been played in between the two 10-metre hashes, but a chance for Murphy to put boot to ball from the hand. It looks like she squeezed absolutely every inch out of that kick. Paige Randall could barely get her fingertips to it.
Yeah, this is a great platform now for Ireland to play off the line out. So it'll be interesting to see what they can produce off this.
So who would be the jump options in this particular, looking at this one?
Nicola Friday is your line-out leader today, so a lot of it's going to be run through her, but you also have great jumping options with Ciara Griffin, Anna Kay Pleece and Edel McMahon.
It's a solid throw. There's a big drop in there. I think it was Anna Capeless who went up to try and get that one.
I think great catch from Anna. Shouldn't have dropped her.
Sene Nupu managed to pass the ball to herself. That was impressive. Interesting kick here from Cronin, trying to test Courtney Case. I think she knew that was a free ball situation. Right idea.
I think good option with a penalty. I think get a bit of options going, move Wales around, put them under a bit of pressure. This will give us a bit more extra go forward ball, and hopefully we'll get down to a line out and success after that.
Interesting to see Cronin demanding that ball, looking to you know, even when the ball isn't in play, looking to put pace on the situation. And so the first team into the opposition 22 is Ireland on their own ball. This has been a positive start now that we're looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, another hoping here for another strong set piece and possibly a maul off this line out.
Maloney with her second line out from touch. Rebecca Mahoney, the referee, just making sure everything is as she would want it in there.
Looks like Wales are going to stay down and not contest and try and sack the small.
This time it's Griffin who goes up. And Wales were certainly ready for the maul option there. Good push from them. But Ireland still in control of the ball. Now we're starting to see some green momentum here. And Cronin goes. She's made some yards. Ball is slow coming back. Plenty of options there. That was Judy Bobbitt. Again, a willing carrier already. We saw she was such a big performer for Leinster in the Interprovincial Series. Leinster, the champions, of course, beating Connacht in an entertaining final. Murphy goes to Considine. Considine double tackled. Does well to get the ball back. It's there for Cronin. Going right is Adele McMahon. One of Connacht's most consistent performers in that Interpros. Nicola Friday this time, another Connacht leader. It goes wide to Murphy. It's over the top. Considine will give chase. Parsons is there. It's Parsons on the ball. Her first time to get onto the dancing feet. But she's well wrapped up by the Welsh rearguard. But this is good, consistent pressure from Ireland.
It's great to see Ireland keeping their composure here and working through the phases of play.
Error-free thus far in the green zone. That's exactly what you want. And a scrum half barking orders as Cronin is. Another carry in there. They're getting closer here. And a big call there. And Cronin wants to take this one quickly. Thinks better of it, or perhaps was told. And Ellen Murphy backs the line out to do a job for Ireland. Would there have been much conversation about what to do in those scenarios beforehand?
The girls will definitely have discussed this and know the plan when they get into this position on the pitch, what they're going to do. Our line-out has been functioning well so far, so I think it's a very smart option to go for that. And
is there a point if with this kind of consistent pressure where you just say, actually just take your three?
Well, I think it depends on where they are. Obviously, I'd trust Ellen Murphy to get a kick from there, but I suppose they want to go for the 7 points. They want to get forward. They want to get on the scoreboard fast and quick, and I suppose this is the way that they're looking to do it.
Friday this time, good variety on the line out. As Ireland break off the back with Clean and Maloney. This is where they want to be. Shungang Murphy, an effort to go wide here. Nice cut back from Breen. It's the right option to straighten up there. It means that Ireland have options left and right. Looks like Bobbitt in there. Quick ball coming back. Naupu delaying the pass to go out wide. The right option. They need a better shape there. Ireland still in the 22. This is good stuff. This is the point that we said that they wanted to prove. It's certainly what we're seeing so far with 9 minutes played. Still in possession, but you have to say the discipline was there from Wales. The patience was there, and they've turned it over.
That's great composure by Wales to, hold Ireland out for a number of phases there and not give away any penalties.
Let's look at the positives when the game is this young. 3 solid lineouts.
Yeah,
good
steal
possession
there.
build. We have a turnover in here. Love to see who's won that one.
Junior
Breen
Griffin on the
working hard
ball
with the
underneath
pickup.
that.
It just didn't go to hand.
Great steal by Junior Griffin there, coming in over the ball straight away, hands on, gives Ireland a platform. Unfortunately, now a little knock on, leading into a scrub.
Yeah, just the pass was rushed, and the line speed was Wales from very good as well. The Breen had to be very, very quick.
I think that's 3 turnovers by Ciara Griffin in the opening 10 minutes. It just shows how great of a captain is. She leads by example, and her work rate is phenomenal around the park, and she's just doing exactly what we want her to do.
Actually a chance to get some water on board here at this stage. And we do have an option to bring in our technical analyst for today as well, David Keane. David, you've had 10 minutes of rugby to get a look at here. What are your impressions so far?
Yeah, thanks, Ross. I think as we said earlier on, Rebecca Mahoney, vastly experienced as a player, former Blackfern, who had the pleasure of refereeing at the 2010 World Cup. She's displaying already 10 minutes, you know, that she has a very good feeling for the game, so she's not like jumping at decisions. And also what we can see is that she's so safety of players is paramount here.
Thank you, David. It's Alex Callender just receiving some attention for Wales. I think everybody got a little bit of a breather there, and probably a chance to reassess tactically what Ireland are trying to do, but I don't think there's much need to go soul searching just yet, just on the basis of one turnover essentially. But it is a chance for Wales to show what they can do from deep. Would we say, is there a particular style of play that you describe to this Welsh team?
I think they're a fast team. I think they like getting it out the backs. They like getting it out the wing. I think Enner Sosil as well, massive boot on her. She's a really accurate kicker, and I think she's going to want to get hands on ball, get it through. Same with Robin Wilkins. They're two great players, great kicking options for Wales.
Yeah, and we've seen that's not the first time that Wales have looked to kick in behind. Emer Considine really alive to that one and had to get down low to secure possession, but we're coming back. Looks like Ireland had straight offside in there. So Snowsill will look to boot to touch. And we'll see what Wales's offensive line out looks like. You always worry when you hear an O from the crowd when the ball goes in and doesn't come back out quite so quickly. So we're hoping everybody's okay over there. Right on halfway now, Wales. It's a good line out option there. Snowsill.
Nice double hit
to pick that one up, but Ireland are up strong. There's good cover here. Definitely they're looking to Gwenllian Paris as a power carrier for them. But look at this. Great work in there from Lauren Delaney. Gets right back out. Focus. Ellen Murphy was trying to cover the position. Has it left a gap in midfield? The offload option went. Wales think that that's unfair on them, but look who it is. Ciara Griffin back up to secure possession. That could have gone very, very differently for Ireland there as Wales looked to counter-attack. Snowsill up hard on Judy Bobbitt. Bobbitt comfortable to take it. It goes to Murphy. Murphy goes to boot. Super take there from Emer Considine. She absolutely lined that one up. I know it's a cliche, but when you consider what she did in the blue and yellow of Clare back in the day in terms of ladies football, or saffron and gold, I think, as they say down in that neck of the woods. That's a massive take there. What can Ireland do with it?
That's such a strength of Emer's game. We've seen her do it in last year's Six Nations against Italy, where she converted off it, and it's a huge reason why we have her on the pitch.
Quick colour check. It's saffron and blue, saffron and gold being fairly similar. But let's get back to the rugby where Wales, again, that third pass. Another turnover one there by Ciara Griffin. As Aoife McDermott has pointed out, she's been immense in that regard in this opening quarter. But that one goes behind Laura Feely. She has to do well here. Has it been turned over? Yes, it has. But it was knocked on in the process. Going to be back to an Irish ball. A scrappy minute or two there where both sides certainly had a sniff. If you look at Considine's take, the efforts to offload from Wales. And I don't think either side is ultimately benefited from it, because there's no confidence to be drawn from the mini wins that have come in those last few phases.
No, a couple of knock-ons and hand and errors amidst those lovely moments of play. Both teams just need to relax a little bit more and get their execution right.
Of course, Ireland coming into this on the back of a couple of pretty intense weeks of training. A trip to Scotland to take on their counterparts over there. And another particularly intense trip to Marcoussis, which is a popular training portal for Ireland 15s and 7s, it must be said. All building up to this one. Wales, on the other hand, had a game last week. They were beaten 29-5 by Spain in Madrid. They do have upcoming tests against Scotland, and they play Crauchetes and the Babas. But this is the big one for Ireland. And we must bear in mind that the importance of grinding out a result here is not just about learning lessons, improving points over the wins against Wales. There's world rankings to come into this. It's going to be particularly important. There is pressure on this team to perform this afternoon.
Yeah, I think for us it's definitely one of those games where we need to get a win. We need to get those points in behind us, and then leading into Six Nations. This is our only November game. It's vital for us. Wales have a few more; they can build up points. But I think for us today, it's get a result, get a good win, and go forward from then, leading into next year.
And so we have it certainly territorially. Ireland have held their advantage thus far. And a chance for them to work a set piece here. And it looks like Capus had to go digging for that one. Murphy took her eye off it just momentarily. And super arm wrestle in there. Big work being done by Senanupu to keep that one for Ireland. But it does look like it's red ball. And the credit must go to Alex Donovan for her work in there. Again, it's an experienced front three for Wales. And another turnover in there. Went one way, went the other. And it's an Ireland scrum advantage again.
A little bit messy by both sides, but Ireland coming off the better of it with a scrum now. Hopefully they'll get a bit go forward ball and get a good platform for the backs.
Does look like Wales are a little bit more vocal at this point. Ellen Murphy at the pivot. She's got Senanupu in her ear to her left. Good chats with Nicole Cronin. Decisions being made. Really interesting to see how Cronin doesn't effectively engage in the scrum until the last possible moment. Thoughts on that one, Leah?
Massive pressure coming in from the scrum. I suppose you look at Amy Evans, a massive rugby player, massive scrum player, and I think Laura Feely's under a bit of pressure now at the moment, but I think she needs to steady herself off and straighten herself up, get all the pack behind her and keep her in.
No instructions from the referee there as such, so it might just be simple as that, as you say, Leah, the pressure that Laura is under. 17 minutes played here in University College Dublin. Leah, you can jump in any time with your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I think that was a poor scrum by Ireland. We're lucky to get the ball out from it.
But, that break there, and Ireland literally get the break of the ball. Pushing through here. Look at this pace here from Considine. Can she finish?
Great try. Oh,
Looks
no.
like she's held up, but that's a super run from the Ireland fullback. Time now to pile on the pressure for the women in green. Right under the sticks. That was an awesome break there.
Great defence from Wales.
Yeah, Wales did very, very well to scramble. And this is Ireland's fourth trip to the 22. What can they do with this? Right under the post pads now. Friday is in there. Griffin is waiting. They go to Jungang for the carry. And it's been given.
Try for Linda.
Try for Ireland. Very well worked off with that initial break. And it does look like Jungang gets the credit for that one.
That'll be Linda's first international try, so really worked team try, a lovely break by Emer Constantine, and great play by the forwards to get it over the line.
I think this will settle now the girls a little bit. I think they need to have a look at their scrum a little bit. It's under a bit of pressure from Wales, but I think the run from Emer has been absolutely amazing, and obviously take control, take your time, they get over at the end. Good result.
Perhaps a little bit of a let-off. I mean, we were finding there was certainly room for improvement in the Irish scrum, but ultimately it was the platform from which the backs got firing and Considine broke free.
Yeah, it was lovely. Wasn't the most perfect platform, but Emer reacted well and saw a gap and took it. And great work by the rest of the team to follow up and secure the ball and be able to play those phases to get it over the line.
So Ireland winning the first quarter of this game in terms of territory and indeed the scoreboard. Murphy's conversion attempt drifts to the right, but it's a 5-0 win, a first try for Jungang, and a reward for the toil that we've seen from the Irish pack in particular. Really interesting to see the options they had down there in terms of who'd be that receiver off the base, and it was Jungang with plenty of help on the latch as well, it must be said. That ball moving in the air. Griffin has to readjust, but Ireland secure. think, to be fair, when you consider the last 3 tests played on Irish soil by this team, England, France and the USA, it's been a while since Ireland have known a winning feeling on Irish soil. So certainly that'll help to build confidence now as we head into the second quarter.
Yeah, the girls, we've been waiting a while for this and preparing all summer, all through the Interpros and through the camps and stuff for the November series. So yeah, they'll be itching for this today.
Wales now looking to respond. Once again, they go to the possession power of Gwentley Parse. Suits me because I learned how to pronounce her name about a half an hour ago. And it's getting tight there out on the right-hand wing for Wales. Super work in there. It looks like Enya Breen. Has Enya Breen turned this one over? It's back in the Irish side. Cliona Maloney will carry. And Wales' chance looked to have been snuffed out. But they're happy with that one.
Yeah, I suppose Wales are happy with that one. Get the ball now, get Snowsill to kick them down into the corner and probably go for a line out, I would imagine, here. I think Ireland's kind of disappointing. I think we have to look at Judy Bobbitt at the moment, has doing absolutely amazing work. First cap, getting involved massively, and I think she needs to keep up her game, and she's doing really well at the moment.
I mean, there's no need to panic. We're leading on the scoreboard, but we look at the opportunities to build momentum, whether it's a turnover or a catch or a break. We haven't seen them followed up by something positive, and we do see that, you know, after that super work on the deck there by, I think it was Enya Breen. It is Wales that have the ball.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Enya worked really hard, turned over the ball, good carry from Cliona, and then we cough up possession. So it's just about that transition from defence into attack and securing our own ball and maintaining possession. But the girls will be speaking about that now, I'm sure, and be working to correct it.
So we do get a chance to see this try here again. Super interplay in there. That's where the luck was in terms of the offload attempt from Parsons, but just look.
Great feet.
Feet moving the ball, awareness of where the players are around, it's just held up beyond the line, and I think now you're looking at taking control of the situation completely, doing everyone down, getting everyone set up and go forward. I think line out now for Wales going forward. Yeah. Snowsill as well, putting the ball into the corner. We'll see how we go.
I'd say that possibly my favourite bit of that entire VT was Nicole Cronin shouting at everybody to calm down. But this is Wales' first time in the Irish 22. A dangerous position. Do Ireland look set up to defend them all? Yes, they do. Wales get a good shunt on anyway, it must be said. And the referee is happy with it.
Wales
Ireland
definitely dangerous when they're getting forward on a maul.
Yeah, and they have the potential to pick and go and carry and just try and wear you down and suck you in. See how Ireland defend this.
The concession of 3 penalties did show patience and discipline when it was the shoe was on the other foot. Ireland will have to do the same now. And indeed, they've gotten just rewards. That's a huge turnover. Is Ireland saying no to the Welsh attack?
And Anna Capeless comes away with the ball.
Absolutely massive win in there for Anna Capeless. One gets the feeling that we will be having a conversation about that particular moment again.
Yeah, that's hugely positive for Ireland, and it'd be nice now to see if they can get a good exit for the scrum.
So they certainly seem to be set up to clear their lines. It is interesting to see the position of Bevan Parsons on that one. But, plan is in place. Wasn't needed though. And a nice pat on the head there for Laura Feely after earlier troubles. Looks like she's turning this one around.
Yeah, definitely. I think setting the scrum there, they get the penalty off it. Now let's get kick out of our zone and get into a bit more territory.
Yeah, we do have it's Cliona Maloney who's down injured there. I don't know if we'll have a chance to revisit the scoring highlight of the game to date, but Cliona's down, and it's You can see Sene and Nicole already calling counsel there, but picking this up from Cronin, settling it down. You can see the options there, and it is Bobbitt on the latch for Jungang, and despite great work in there from the Welsh rearguard, actually it's not the power for Jungang there, it's the footwork to adjust and get left and around. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, Linda's such a strong ball carrier, and the latch from Judy is something that the girls will have worked on in camp and stuff, so really positive to see them executing that and coming away with the score.
And this time it is a clean take from the from the attendance here at the UCD ball, much to the cheers of the crowd there, as we said, around the 1,000 mark in for this afternoon's game. 1,004 if you count this side of the pitch. It's delighted, absolutely delighted to have the calibre of Aoife McDermott and Leah Lyons in the commentary box this afternoon. That's well contested there, it must be said, from Natalia John for Wales, but it is Friday who gathers. Under a little bit of pressure now, Ireland. Back in their own 22. Here's Friday again. Goes through the 2 tackles. Goes to Murphy. She'll look to kick in Aoife McDermott's direction. Oh, that's an awkward bounce, and it's worked out very, very well for Ireland there. Not too much that the Welsh fullback Kaylee Powell could do about that one.
Absolutely precision kick from Ellen Murphy there. Just come inside the line, and one of the Welsh girls trying to go for it and just gets a fingertip on it. Ball back to Ireland. Great job on the halfway.
I guess you make your own luck in those situations. And Feely will issue instructions back. Just a 4-player line out for Ireland. Friday goes to the front and takes. Plenty of options here. There's space for Nupu, who shouted to get that one. Huge hit in midfield as Nupu stopped, but she's teak tough. And that's a big win in there. And I think Gwethley Pars has been the naughty player on that occasion.
Yeah, great hit by Wales on Sene. She's very hard to stop once she gets going, but they had her going. Penalty off it for not rolling away. Ireland, a couple more metres now to get ourselves going and get a good platform for our backs again.
Glenn Sheridan, the IRFU assistant referee down there, showing no favouritism at all, it must be said. But again, it's a 4-person line out. And it's a Wales take this time, perhaps. Ireland overcomplicated that one. It was all too easy for Wales at the end of the day, and that's another chance missed. And Snowshill will put it up. Considine has been equal to these all day. He's going to look to counter here. It is wrapped by the ankles in the tackle. Friday waits to receive. It goes to Adele McMahon. And here's Feely. No, it's behind her to Murphy. Chance here for Delaney, who wraps up Snowshill. But there's a gap here on the near side, and Wales look to exploit it through Courtney Kate. If they can inject some pace into this is a real opportunity for Wales. Plenty of runners in there. It's back with Pars. Good break up this near side. And the kicking option is Robin Wilkins this time. And it looks to have gone backwards. I think she's recovered that well. Super recovery there. Parsons was wide to the difficulty that Considine was facing. And Considine turns adversity into success as she gets Ireland up to the 10-metre line.
Yeah, it just shows Emer's experience, you know, to compose herself and regain the ball and make a positive outcome out of a fumble like that.
Yeah, definitely, and I think support as well from Adele McMahon, vital in those situations going forward, helps getting forward and lucky now.
It was practically handed to Cleena Maloney, but it was handed forward, says the referee. Yeah.
I think a scrum in this area for the pitch for Wales now. They're going to look dangerous. They're going to try and move it and get it out wide, I would imagine. It's going to be a big go forward. Amy Evans again will probably have a go at Feely. I think Ireland need to set this up right and get a good go forward ball on them and hopefully lock it out.
Courtney Kate certainly energised from her mini break. Will it come this side of the pitch? If so, can Lauren Delaney cover as well as she did last time out? And the call from Senenupu is to her back row forwards to be wide to what happens next.
It's great having a player like Sene out there leading that back line and helping, Ellen and Nicole out throughout the matches. She's such a wealth of experience and her communication is always such quality, and it really helps that back line.
No stranger to the number 7 jersey herself as well, of course. So a lot more instruction on the scrum here from Rebecca Mahoney. We will be going to our technical analyst, David Keane, in the next couple of minutes to get his thoughts on what we've seen over the last 20 minutes or so. But good push here from Ireland. And you can see my co-commentators beside me here involved in every single possession, it must be said. I know both of you would love to be out there this afternoon. Well, what did you like about that one?
Really positive scrum there from Ireland. A couple of shaky ones at the start, but they've definitely figured out the Welsh scrum and are countering it really well, just as we see there.
And if you hear a clack, clack, clack in the background, it's because Leah Lyons has just decided to lace up and run out there. Leah, you love that one.
Yeah, I'd be very close to doing it, but I know the girls are in good hands at the moment, and I think Linda there, she's done a really, really good job getting low, staying underneath Paris, and I think she got to go forward, get in, put Wales under pressure in that scrum, and I think that's a massive positive for Ireland.
So you would feel the way it's gone in the last 2 or 3 minutes that whilst Wales have possession, Ireland have the edge, and they'll go into this set piece with confidence. And Ireland are well set, but Wales got the push that time, and it allowed Siobhan Lillicrap to take this on. We haven't seen too much of her in this game so far, but she's a very important player for Wales. Such was the level of comfort in Wales's win over Ireland back in March that Lillicrap was in fact sin-binned in that game without it overly affecting the scoreline. But Feely thought she was away in a hack there, but it's another knock on. It's from Wales. So
great tackle there by Nicola Friday and forcing the turnover there.
So we'll bring in our technical analyst at this point because it's been a very scrum heavy couple of minutes, and we've seen more and more communication from referee Rebecca Mahoney. What are your thoughts, David Keane?
Yeah, I think apart from the handling errors in the game, I think she's been very accurate. She stayed beneath the radar. There's been no sort of pictures of persistent infringement in terms of within the breakdown. The breakdown's been pretty clear. So yeah, no, I think she's done pretty well so far.
Thank you, David. So the ball's in the same position. It's just going the way that Ireland fans want it to go. Wales much more improved on the last couple of pushes. Nice switch pass inside. The break is on from Nupu, and it's super support play there from Anna Capeless. Bobbitt this time. She's so hungry for possession. Gets some really dirty yards there, but they all count. Oh, and that's disappointing because that was a big carry there from Judy Bobbitt.
Yeah, excellent carry. That's what Judy's brilliant at, is just those really strong carries. She's very hard to take down when she gets a little bit of momentum, and for such a young player and first year in the squad, she's come in and she's just thriving, and it's amazing to see her doing so well on her first cap.
Yeah, it's, in terms of experience, it's a very exciting day for her. There's a couple more in there that will be making their debuts if they get the chance today, Hannah O'Connor being one of them.
Yeah, Hannah was a standout player for Leinster in the Interprovincial Series this year, so really excited to see her hopefully get the first cap today, and her fellow Leinster teammate Katie O'Dwyer as well. Looking forward to seeing her come on.
Interesting to note that the entirety of Wales' back three are making their debut today. That's Powell, Randall and Kate. And there's a not rolling away decision for Wales, and Ireland will want to be careful here because that's in a dangerous position now, and Snowsell straight away picks it up and will aim to secure possession in the 22. This one looks safe enough. Next job is the call from Ireland's coaching staff as they look to redress the fact this is Wales's second appearance in the Irish 22. Nothing to show for it just yet. Ireland still with that 5-0 lead.
I think Ireland will look to contest this line out. It's far enough out that they should be getting the body up in the air and hopefully look for a steal or a disruption off this.
And neither team in any rush to get into position. Little mini water break. Game has been played at a certain pace. What will Ireland do here to combat? Friday went up early. Wales went up front and they're on the ball and pushing hard with this maul. Kelsey Jones, the Welsh hooker, plenty of control, breaks off the back herself. Griffin has to get there, makes the stop. And here come Wales, going to their pack. Gwen Crabb that time. This is a much more potent situation for the visitors, but it's gone Ireland's way.
Yeah, Wales very dangerous on a maul situation. I think Ireland there have done a really good job defending, getting the ball back. Ellen Murphy now go for a kick, get the ball out of our 22.
Again, Aoife McDermott will think she can catch this one, but it actually has sliced a little bit off Murphy's foot there, so not the territorial gain they would have gotten. But again, when it's counted, Ireland have made the stop.
Yeah, that was a really clever play by just watching the Welsh hooker cutting off the back and stopping her, and which allowed Ireland to fan back out and get a full line of defence and force that turnover.
Precision stuff, high stakes you might say, but it paid off on that occasion. And Ireland with a line out inside their own 22. That's a much safer take there from Anna Capeless. Might be happy just to keep this under the jumper. It's a good drive here. Ireland still going. Want to be careful here as Bobbitt and Friday check back in. Ireland still going. This is super stuff. Clean Maloney in there. And you can see the frustration from Wales.
Amazing maul from Ireland. I think that's the way to go. They've gained 20 metres from that. I think that's what they wanted. Ellen Murphy now again gained them another 10, 15 metres. High fives there from Anna Capeless and Nick Friday. I think massive job from them.
Yeah, great simple option and line out and a beautiful maul set up and great work by the forwards to keep working back around and keep driving that maul, and you can see the delight in all the forwards' faces.
Classic stuff. It's something that really can energise the players and the crowd too, it must be said. Aoife, stop trying to catch these balls.
Yeah.
It's not your job today, okay? You got to stick with me.
Massive control as well from Cleena Maloney at the back of that maul. Head up, looking to see where it's going, seeing what option is on next, and absolutely giving it back to the girls, getting that go forward now for a line out.
And Ireland opting to... They looked like they were going to stack this line out, but captains are called in, Lillicrap and Griffin, for a wee chat. If anything, it gives Ireland's line out a little bit more opportunity to communicate.
I think the ref was just asking Ireland to speed up the process there on the line outs, get in a bit quicker.
That's well played. It was Griffin that time. Leah Lyons beside us here again, feeling every catch, pass, every possession. Jump in anytime, Leah. If you want to say it, we want to hear you.
No, it's really exciting stuff. I think Ellen Murphy in at 10, she's giving it an option, she's moving it fast, she's giving a great speed out to Sene, and I think Sene taking it up, she's a danger, she's an option every time.
And just to the point where you thought Ireland could really put the hammer down heading towards the end of the first half. It's a turnover. Well won by Wales, it must be said.
That's good composure shown by Wales. You know, Ireland are changing it up with their mauls, giving it out to the backs nice and early, and good defensive pressure there by Wales and forcing that turnover.
Great to have you all on our YouTube and Facebook streams. Big shout out to Jim Hustle in there as well, saying all the lovely things. And you're all very welcome to keep the comments flowing, particularly if they're in support of the team in green this afternoon. A pleasure to bring you another live stream of the Ireland women. Irish Rugby TV's been doing this for well over a decade now. Oh, high risk strategy from Wales. Looked like it was going to come off. Griffin put boot to it. Went old school scrum half to put out Capeless. Cronin is charged down. It's all action out there. There's no doubt about it. But the advantage is Ireland's for a knock on in there. And that's perhaps the second, perhaps the third time that Wales have been fingernails away from making a clean break in midfield.
Yeah, I think fingernails away, definitely, but I think that little part was messy. I think Ireland, you've retained the ball, hold on to it. You've 2 or 3 minutes left in this half. Keep your composure, keep your score the way it is. Wales looking dangerous, I think, at the moment.
Does that mean in certain sense that halftime probably suits Ireland, despite the fact that the team in the lead at the moment, perhaps to remind themselves that the team on top?
Yeah, possibly. Just to, let them refocus and gain that composure back. Wales are threatening. They're just, as we say, fingertips away from just some line breaks and potential tries. So, it'd be no harm for halftime to come and just to regather and refocus ourselves.
Big shove there from Wales. Ireland too well to scramble. Murphy thought about kicking, went back to Cronin, who did the same for her. That smart play from Nicole Cronin, knowing that her options were limited, playing safe, playing territory, and making Wales do the work on this one.
Yeah, great play by Cronin. She's such a talent. Like, she around the ruck, she's on defence and attack. You never know what you're going to get from her. She keeps the opposition on her toes. So lovely little grubber kick in there to relieve a bit of pressure for Ireland.
Referee Mahoney still not liking what she's seeing at line-out time. Does look to have sped up a small bit at least. Pure focus from Nicola Friday here, but it goes over the top of her. And that is super work in there, it must be said, from Bethan Lewis. She scored from her against Ireland the last time these two teams met back in Wales, and Ireland not rolling away there, and Wales going fast with it, too fast for the referee. Alex Callender was mad for road there.
I think Bobbitt a little bit too eager to get over that, needs to stay on her feet and stay in the game, but otherwise she's doing a hell of a job today. Really, really looking forward to seeing her play the rest of the half.
If you'd care to cast your minds back to your own debuts whenever they happen to crop up, are you trying to get into that next phase, next possession mentality, or just a little bit of a whirlwind?
It's hard to remember your first cap. It is a bit of a whirlwind. And I was letting her know, starting for your first cap is it's a huge honour, and you're not waiting on the bench to try and get in. So it's nice to see her come in and make that impact from the very start.
Yeah, I think same for myself. I was on to Vic last night. Make sure you fuel yourself for a full 80 minutes. I think I got my cap here first time, and unfortunately Clee got knocked out fairly quickly in the first half, so I fueled up and got that start straight away.
So Wales have been driven back out of their own 22. Snowsill goes over. Considine's under this one. Absolutely calm as you like. Not giving Wales a single anything there, including the ball, it must be said, as Kaylee Powell tries to ramp things up. We're at this point, it must be said. So this is not only a big opportunity for Wales, but perhaps the last opportunity, as Snowsill nudges into the corner. This particular corner for the third time in this game, the fourth in total. Quick with the line out. Ireland waited to see what was about to happen next. And Wales have an advantage here as Ireland got turned a little bit. Snowsill out wide to the debutant, Kate. Slow coming back for Wales, that suits Ireland. Static ball in there for Lewis with Jungang. Looking to squeeze every single bit of that space. And that looks like green hands on the ball in there, as once again Wales perhaps forced it, and Considine looks to clear the lines. That one's in the safety of touch. And halftime has been called. Well, you'd have to say on that one, you're trying to figure out whether Ireland earned that win or whether Wales have let Ireland off the hook once again.
I think Ireland have been left off the hook a bit. We know Wales are dangerous when they go forward ball, but Ireland's defence at the moment has been absolutely immense. It's been great going forward, great ball, great retention of play, and I think going in, there's a different mentality. They're good. They're looking forward to the second half.
Aoife?
Positive play from Ireland in defence. They're looking at that line speed and forcing Wales to cough up those turnovers and stuff, but possibly a little bit of inexperience there in the Welsh back three, just to not have that composure at certain times in the half.
Shan Perry checking in with us on YouTube. Ash G in England is watching on YouTube. I think that's a shout out to you in particular, Leah, it must be said, and lots of positive comments for both of your contributions to date. We've seen, I suppose, stars of the future making their way out onto the pitch for Shannon and for Gory, but if we can take a minute to look ahead to the second half, you guys, in terms of maybe what needs to be done a little bit differently, whether that's, if that's about tactic, you know, do tactics need to change, does mentality need to change, does composure need to change?
It would be nice to see a little bit more composure from both sides. I think at times the possession has been coughed up a bit too easily. Set piece has been good, but it'll be, you know, to give the backs better platforms and stuff to play off. But it'll be interesting to see now how the teams come out and with changes and stuff like that into the second half, what happens. David Keane, we have a full 40 minutes to get your considered thoughts on there.
Yeah, I think what we saw towards the end of the first half was I think players tiring. There's a few more penalties that happened at the breakdown as well, and I think that's something that, you know, the referee will look at in the second half. So, you know, as the game wears on and players start to tire, what generally happens is sometimes the penalty count goes up, and it'll be up to the referee then to manage that and communicate and manage the players around that.
Okay. We'll leave it there for now. We'll give you all a chance to check your phones and catch your breath, but we'll be joining the next few minutes for the second half. But of course, don't forget to check out our minis on stream there.
Well, I started off playing with the boys team. They just needed a girl to enter into the mixed category, so I said I'd do it. And then a few years later, our girls team got set up in Ballinasloe, and I've been playing ever since. Yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind. Like, everything happened so quickly, and you're on to the next thing so quickly. So you never really look back. You just stay looking forward, and yeah, it's just been really good to me, I suppose. I just have to be very efficient with my time. Like, I bring my books to camp, and whenever we have an hour, 2 hours, I make sure I try to get something done. And then throughout the weekdays, like when I'm not in camp, I make sure that I work hard because I know I don't have the same amount of time. I think it just gives girls like a great opportunity, like to play for your country or to play for your province or your club. Like it's just a great honour to play, to represent something and to be part of a team, and that's why I love the sport anyway. Yeah, I used to play football. I played with the Galway team briefly, and yeah, I used to love football before I got into rugby. I think my club, like just everyone around, like there was such great members, such great coaches, and the girls themselves, like everyone puts in such hard work in that club, so I think that keeps me inspired. Definitely give it a go. Like, it's given me such great opportunities, so it can definitely give you great opportunities. So I think just go out, have fun, enjoy it, and see if you like it or not.
Today I'll be refereeing a match on the Bective pitch in Donnybrook, and that's where my very first match was. It was an under-13s match, Bective versus Westmanstown, and I was terrified, but once I got on the pitch I was fine. I've always had a great interest in rugby, watching it sport in Leinster and Ireland and the Six Nations and Pro 14, everything. And I started playing it a couple of years ago with Tala women's team, and I just enjoyed it quite a lot, but I think I saw
My family is a big rugby family. My dad and I kind of just threw the ball around when I was younger, and my grandpa, Michael O'Mani, he used to play for Munster a long time ago, so just from there. It gives me something else to do outside of medicine, but also it just forms a bunch of friendships, and like being here by myself, like at 19, is kind of just another family that I have somebody to rely on. Definitely my parents. They're very hard-working people. They, to get me over here, and without them, I probably wouldn't be able to be anywhere I am right now. So they're a big part of my life, anyways. Yeah.
Of course, granddad played rugby.
Yes, my granddad, of course. Definitely give it a go. It's something that, it's a whole other sport of its own. It's the people, the atmosphere, all of it. I don't know. It's just an unbelievable sport.
Today I'll be refereeing a match on the Bective pitch in Donnybrook, and that's where my very first match was. It was an under-13s match, Bective versus Westmanstown. And I was terrified, but once I got on the pitch I was fine. I've always had a great interest in rugby, watching it sport in Leinster and Ireland and the Six Nations and Pro 14 everything. And I started playing it a couple of years ago with Tala women's team, and I just enjoyed it quite a lot. But I think I saw on maybe Facebook that the Leinster branch were doing a referee induction day, and I went to it and I just thought, okay, this is something I can do, and haven't looked back. It's been brilliant. I did my first match, and then within 5 days I was appointed to a men's Division 5 match. That was definitely a high, my first men's senior match. Since then I've progressed to do women's senior matches. I've touch judged some AIL matches, some Leinster League and Metro 2 matches as well, which has been brilliant. I've just given it my all so far since that Bective match in September. The respect and admiration for the referees is always there. It's always present, and I didn't feel threatened or intimidated at all coming into this kind of world. There's so many laws to the game, and there's so many things going on that it's always great to have someone to reach out to. The workshops were brilliant. They were run by Gary Glennon, and I know Sean Gallagher, who is a professional referee now. He was present at a lot of them. And if I ever had a wobbly match, I'd be able to text someone, and I'd have someone on the phone to me immediately asking me what happened, how can we fix it, what can we do, how can we move forward. And I haven't felt lost or alone for 1 second, because there's so much support right up the ranks of the Leinster branch. It's been brilliant. I'd get up as early as I can, and I would make sure I get to the venue about an hour beforehand, and I'll meet the teams and the coaches. I get their team sheets off them. I'd check their studs, and I would do the coin toss and have just a chat with the captains. If the front rows want to talk to me, I'll just give them a brief chat about what I want from the game from them. And then right up until kickoff, I'll just answer any questions from the teams or from the coaches. So that's, typical day. Oh, I love it. I really do. It's great. I watch rugby now as well in a completely different way and a different sense of watching it. Like I'm focused on the referee most of the time, or the sub-referees. I've had great support from family and friends. A couple of my friends, they wouldn't be interested in rugby, but they've still come out and watched me referee, which is really nice. And my grandparents are just every day, they're like, oh, here's the ref, she's coming in now. That's all they call me around the house now. I get asked a lot of questions from friends and all, what's happening here, or why was that decision made? And I have this nerdy need to know everything. So the fact that there's so many laws, it's just challenged me to get to know every single one of them as best I can. I've started under 13s boys match, and I've gone up to a senior men's match. But whatever you're comfortable with, the branch are more than happy to accommodate. So I know it sounds really hard, but just do it. Just get out there and do it, grab a whistle.
I got into rugby when I was 23. I took it up pretty late, and I started off with the sevens and the sevens girls, and from then I just came into the 15 squad, played a bit of interpros, and then was lucky enough to get into the Irish squad, and I've been here since. I played Gaelic football in Camogie, and I was living in Dublin, and it was pretty difficult to keep doing what I was doing playing for Clare. So then rugby came at a good time where it was in Dublin, it was easy to do, and it was something new and a new challenge, and I just jumped at the chance and the opportunity. So it gives you a chance to challenge yourself, whether it's a club, province or international level, plus the amazing friends that you make. They're not just your teammates, they actually become lifelong friends, and I suppose it's the fun that you have in camp, the fun that you have playing the games, and knowing that you've got those girls either side of you in attack and defence. I suppose it's that bond that you create on the field and off the field as well. It's really, really cool. I've had a lot of really good coaches, a lot of really good players that I've played with, and girls that have taught me everything I've known from rugby. I was very new to it. But I think my mum was the one person that has always been there when I've thought about giving up. Sometimes you need a word in your ear, just a little bit of encouragement, and she's always been that person that you look to the stands for. She's always on the sideline at every game, top to toe of the country. So yeah, she's been the one person that has inspired me. think everyone has different skill sets and everyone's skill sets are equally important in different ways. So even if you don't think you're the fastest or the strongest, there's a place for you in the rugby field, and that's the really good thing about rugby that I'd say to younger girls if they're thinking of joining rugby.
You're very welcome back to the live commentary of Ireland versus Wales. Lovely to give you a flavour of some of the voices and the journey of the players that have brought us to this point in the campaign through the likes of Emer Considine, Ciara Griffin, Bevan Parsons, and also some good work being done at a referee development level. And when you consider the calibre of referee we have with us today and where they've come from in terms of their playing career, it's great to have. Speaking of things that are great to have, Aoife McDermott and Leah Lyons still with us. No changes expected, but we may get some in the next 10 minutes or so, we're thinking.
Yeah, we're thinking around the next 10 minutes, see how these guys go and then bring on fresh legs and get the ball moving again. Is
there anyone that, from what we've seen, that the game needs to see rather than who we'd like to see so far, Aoife? Just in particular, if there's anyone that you're, that you think could make a difference to this game?
God, that's a tough question. Do you know what? I'd be excited to see Hannah O'Connor come in. She's a really nice ball player, and see what she can do on her first cap.
Well, if she can do anything, that's a patch on what Ciara Griffin is doing right now. Another rip from the Ireland captain right when Ireland needed it most as well. So we were talking about 10 minutes ahead. The here and now is Wales in the attack and threatening hard. And here comes Bobbitt again and just pumping those legs. 3 Welsh players it took to bring her down for a finish. And super support play in there as well as she presents the ball immaculately for Nicole Cronin, who kicks the ball over the top. We'll wait and see who's lost a boot as the 3 Welsh players get confused and Ellen Murphy tries to capitalise. Big tackle there from Lauren Delaney. Capeless is over the ball. This is an energetic start from both sides. Wales trying to reset through their number 3, Amy Evans. Can't wait to find out which players going around with one sock. And you're all right to jump in anytime if you spot it, folks.
I think it's Judy Bobbitt.
Well, of course it's Judy Bobbitt. Why didn't I think so?
It's not snowing her down anyways.
the one boot wonder, and she manages to get the offload out, and it's Enya Breen this time. Oh, what an out-the-back offload. Goes to Delaney. Ireland on the attack now with Friday, approaching the 22. Nearing touch, so they'll reset and go back. It was an ambitious pass for Cronin. From Cronin, I should say, but it went to Griffin, went to Feely, and that's the Welsh 22. Cronin digging hard here. Murphy trying to go triple threat with that one. I think that's actually well left from Capus, and it's given Bevan Parsons a chance to give her own name a phone box to herself. We've heard that one around certain Ireland players. I think if any one Ireland player deserves the nickname phone box, it's actually Bevan Parsons. Here's Feely and Friday. This is confident stuff. Still lurking around the 22 though, as Griffin tries the fend, has Jungang for help. Cronin there. Good tempo here from Ireland. A looped pass, a dangerous one, but still goes to an Irish hand. Ireland will be happy with the tempo. Wales will be happy with the territory as they continue to hold out. Murphy, Considine, 2 to her left, cuts back inside. A slalom run, gets out to Murphy. Ireland with an overlap. Does Breen need help? No, she doesn't. The score is Ireland's. The try is Breen's. And the home side's lead are double. That is super, super work from the home side.
I think great play from Ireland there. They've speeded it up so much. They've got it go forward. They've getting the hands working. It's getting out wide. Emer Considine using some feet. Enya Breen 2-on-1. Didn't need Bevan outside and went over.
Just at the point which Wales felt that they were really starting to ask questions of the Ireland attack. That space is absolutely exposed out on the left-hand side, and the confidence of Breen to finish. It's a great try.
Yeah, great try. She had Bevan on her outside, and she just made the last defender unsure who she was going to take and stuff, and then a confident, strong run and finished by Enya, which was great.
I think disappointing from Wales there. 3 minutes in, they'd want to be looking for a strong start. Unfortunately, they didn't get that for themselves, but I think after this, they're going to come out with tails up.
And even the uneducated Oh, that one had a chance, but it does go to the left. Murphy will just need to dust that one off and go again. I was going to make the point that, whilst it was ultimately, players with double digits in their backs that carved open that score, there was some huge work done in providing the platform from Bobbitt and Friday in particular in there. It's not just my present company that makes me have to go out of my way to compliment the forwards, of course.
Lovely work by the second row for sure.
And again, it's Capeless in there, never took her eye off it. And that 10-0 lead has made a massive difference. You can see the crowd almost relaxing. They can't afford to get too relaxed, though.
Think a little bit of indecision there from Ireland. Knock-on ball, giving Wales easy territory now in their half.
And here we have the Irish try once again. That you have to say, the superb work from Considine there to keep the possession alive. And the diversion there from Breen, and I think Parsons has been such a threat. She scored against Wales the last time. Even just having her on the shoulder was a massive benefit to Breen in there as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's so dangerous anytime she gets the ball, Bevan, that you have to just keep an eye on her, and ultimately that's what causes defender confusion and allowed Enya to go over. But a lovely play there as well by Ellen Murphy, staying alive and getting that ball out nice and quick to Enya.
And great execution. After what was a stop-start first half, to be fair, David Keane keeping an eye on the technical side of things. We had 16 penalties in that first half, and another decision going Wales' way there.
Yeah, I think just in the scrum there, Wales got the shove on, and obviously Rebecca Manny has deemed that they've come across at the angle, and that's what the penalty is for. But I think it's been a good start so far. The first few minutes as well, they seem pretty disciplined at the breakdown, and hopefully long may this continue so it can open the game up and we can see more running rugby.
So we'll have the first penalty attempt of the day. Obviously, Eleanor Snowsell has been kicking in open play, but we have seen Robin Wilkins do some damage there as well, and it is Wilkins who's going to stand over this one. And whilst it would be 3 as opposed to 5 or 7, from a Welsh perspective, this would be an ideal response. Wilkins has the distance. Somebody's clapping out there, and it was a Welsh player indeed. So Wales on the scoreboard for the first time in this game, leading by 10 points to 3. And perhaps in its own way, that's a mirror of the game. Just to the point at which one team seems to be getting an upper hand, there's always a response.
Yeah, I think Ireland will be disappointed with their penalty count. That's penalty number 9, and we're just at the start of the second half. So hopefully going forward now we can improve that discipline. It looks like we have got a substitution coming in.
As if on cue from our co-commentators here, Hannah O'Connor is going to come into this game. Will that be a straight swap for Anna Capeless? It doesn't matter. Let's go back to the play. A Welsh break. It's Alex Callender who's stopped there just past the 10-metre line. Good line speed from Ireland. McMahon got up quickly. Bit of space left in behind, and that's good work from Lillicrap there to keep carrying. Somebody else has lost a boot here. There's a shoelace sponsorship on the go if anybody wants it. But Wales now in the 22. They'll be delighted with themselves having just put points on the board, that this is an opportunity for them.
Great hit there by Edel McMahon.
Big turnover there. Wales weren't too sure what the plan was. Pars took the ball and went to her left straight away, and it's Naupu who's the latest Ireland player to lose a shoe.
I think that was great retention from Wales, great handling, great skill work of getting the ball to the next person, also looking at support for they're unlucky there, killing the ball on the ground, but Ireland get what they need, get them out their 22, get them in, get a new setup for them.
Yeah, so it must be said it was a very well taken penalty to get Wales on the board, but it is the first time that they've managed to do so, and Ireland once again, when they've needed to, have gotten a stop. And it's put pause to Hannah O'Connor's Ireland debut. She's standing here just in front of us. I could practically reach out and ask her thoughts, but maybe we'll let her get on the pitch first. And indeed, the Blackrock College number 8 is coming on. It's not for Capeless. The silent hands clapping of my co-commentators here beside me as Judy Bobbitt makes her way off. Well, seeing as you're doing everything bar talk, perhaps let's get a word both for Bobbitt's contribution and O'Connor's potential in this game.
Yeah, I think Bobbitt today has been absolutely amazing. I think her first cap going in, she hasn't been afraid to carry ball. She hasn't been afraid to go forward. I think Hannah O'Connor as well deserved. We've been waiting for this moment ourselves for her to get on and get a cap, and I think she's going to do absolutely amazing.
Well, she's going to be straight into the action, so let's hold tight on what she can do in this game and focus what she is doing right now, which is trying to repel another Welsh attack. A Snozel. That's a massive hit there from Griffin. Absolutely wraps up Alex Donovan in there, but Wales keep coming. McMahon that time looked a little bit dangerous there on Breen, but she dusts it off and keeps going. Beth Ann Lewis this time. The initial break there from Alex Callender, and she's back on the ball again. I have to say it's an absolute pleasure being beside Leah Lyons, gesticulating beside me here so wildly. I wonder if she's not talking because she's trying to sustain some curse words. But other than that, you're welcome to just jump in and say what you have to say. And I know you'll be happy to see that one, Leah.
Yeah, very happy to see that. I think Ireland worked really well. Wales, they look so dangerous on ball at the moment. Their handling is absolutely amazing. It's continually keeping the ball moving forward and going forward. Unlucky there, but Ireland defence again outstanding. Kick in by Ellen Murphy is doing a really good job of getting the girls going forward.
What are we expecting in terms of lineup here, Aoife, when you consider that we've had a second row come in for somebody who plays almost exclusively for her club at number 8?
Yeah, look, Hannah has been covering second row since last November in this squad, so it's going to be nothing new to her. She's well able. She's a player who knows her stuff inside out and will come on and execute well, I'm sure.
And she looks every inch the international player from here. Sena Nuupu takes it up here. She had a trip cross-channel during the week to announce Leinster's participation against Harlequins on December 28th. A fantastic fixture to look forward to. If only there was somebody in the commentary booth who could talk to me about how it's going to be a great day out on December 28th.
Yeah, December 28th, Harlequins are playing Leinster in Twickenham Stadium.
We might come back to that because the action here is all we need to see. Considine with the break, Cronin on the right. Considine still the option. Ireland still going. Cronin is stopped. That's a super break. It's into touch.
Again, I think
this game
anytime
is just one you can't trust. The moment you think you can take your eye off it is exactly when you can't.
And anytime we do, it seems to be Emer Constantine with some dazzling footwork and making some line breaks. She's just been excellent for us today.
And we have a raft of changes here being made from Ireland. 16, 21 and 18 means that Victoria Dubanovic O'Mahony, Catherine Dane and Anne-Marie O'Hora are coming into this game. We'll wait and see who makes way, but I think there's at least one Ireland debut in there.
Yeah, Victoria's come on here now, and it's a lineup. I'm not sure if it's a Welsh or Irish lineup, but if it is an Irish lineup, it'd be good to see a nice simple option and keep it easy for her starting off.
Laura Feely makes way, Cronin makes way, and indeed Cleena Maloney makes way. But let's catch us up on what we missed there. And this is the break here. Good hands.
And again, a strong carry from Griffin. She's just been phenomenal today.
Yeah, talk us through this one. Breen once again, a willing carrier here. Good shape. Cronin. Snipe. And here goes Considine.
Yeah, lovely offload there by Delaney and footwork by Considine. And
great support as well for the girls coming forward. Nick knowing that there's someone there outside her, same with Emer when she had the ball.
And making yards with something as simple as knowing to keep the ball in two hands at all times is pivotal in that one. But we'll rejoin the play with Wales pinned back and looking to do something about it. It's a little bit scrappy here. Can Ireland capitalise? That's actually a very good carry there from Siobhan Lillycrap.
Yeah, for this passage of play now with the new players after coming in, it's just about, getting them into the game and shoring up things.
Yeah, so O'Mahony in at Dubanovic O'Mahony, in at hooker. Catherine Dane, who did start against Wales last time out. So of the starters against Wales last time out. They're all seeing game time here again as Ciara Bevan comes onto the pitch for Wales. She's going to replace Fionn Lewis. Lewis making just her second appearance for Wales today.
So O'Mahony's first throw goes well.
Yeah, and no better to throw it to than Adele McMahon. And Ireland's maul straight into action here. We saw one of the most exciting moments of the first half was a full 25-metre drive from the pack in the first half. One of the great things about a live stream is that when we have an audience here in Belfield, we have it from much further afield as well, not just around the 4 provinces, not just from our friends in Wales, but from the likes of Andy Target in Germany, and Diarmuid Corkery is watching this one on Facebook in North Carolina. You're very welcome to keep the comments coming on both Facebook and our YouTube streams. Is that a steal in there? Yes, it is. Nicola Friday with the win there for Ireland. A big win too, because Ireland are straight into an attacking platform in the opposition's 22. It's slow to come back, but the maul is set. There was a slight gasp from the crowd there as Griffin looked slow to get up, but here she is carrying again. Not a bother on her. It's out to Murphy. Now Upu goes deep to Considine, and this is Parsons with some grass in front of her. She's well tackled, it must be said, by Paige Randall, the Welsh debutant, but somehow she's still going. Will she be forced into touch? Just about. If she'd short her hair, she'd still be in play. But to be fair, that's a really good cover from Paige Randall and a Welsh rearguard.
Yeah, great scramble D to recover off a lost line out by Wales and get the ball back.
And the referee's wish for faster line-out ball means we're all keeping our eye on this one. Goes up and clean. That really was a super win on the opposite side for Nicola Friday. And at the very least, it served to keep Wales pinned back in a place where they can't hurt. This one going to go straight out of play. Parsons sniffed a counter-attack there. Certainly don't think we've seen any drop or change in any kind since we've had. I mean, for the team has been changed in the last 7 minutes or so.
No, the girls are doing really well. And you have 2 girls coming on getting their first caps with O'Mahony and O'Connor. So no, they've really shored the ship up. So it's been great.
Dubanovic O'Mahony goes in and it drops into the bread basket of Hannah O'Connor. It's a good one for her. Decoy from McMahon. It goes wide. Considine does well to take that one over her head. Delaney is in support. Dane stands over this one. Goes to McMahon. It's been turned over in there. That's disappointing. Still we see Ireland determined to keep Wales where they are. Good work there from Jugang. Straight back up into the line. Again, Wales keep deep. Have they found a gap? That's the first time there hasn't been Irish arms waiting to gather. But it's Considine who comes back, spins out of that one, keeps going, makes an extra couple of yards. It's with Griffin. The offload doesn't go to O'Connor, but Ireland still have.
Yeah, good clean up there by Capeless.
Murphy to Banovich O'Mahony. That's one player, by the way, not 2. It goes to Breen. Parsons now, 1 player in front of her. Tries the handoff, manages to keep in play. That's incredible work from Parsons. Ultimately, yes, she's ditched into touch, but she did so well to keep that possession alive.
Amazing possession, amazing handling skills from the girls. Vic O'Mahony taking up, hand off, one hand through to pass to the next player and taking players out, trying to get your 2-on-1s, getting that successful.
Parsons, of course, doesn't turn 18 for another couple of weeks.
She's just so dangerous every time she gets the ball. You know, her pace and her footwork. She's really keeping the Welsh defence on their toes.
Let's take a look at this again from Ireland. We're getting more and more positive play as this game goes on.
Great steal by Wales. I think Ireland going in a little bit too high, getting caught off guard and ball getting ripped out of their hands.
Yeah, that's that big hit from Jugang again. And just watch how she makes that hit and gets straight back up into the line. Huge commitment here. Just when you think Wales are making something with the kick in behind, Considine gathers, spins out, gets those yards.
Good little pop-up to Ciara Griffin there.
And we had 18 penalties in the first half. We had a penalty that led directly to a score for Wales. Their only one so far. David Keane, your thoughts on the game so far? Although we'll take a second just to enjoy. I mean, just the leg power alone from Parsons there has been impressive. But the second half today, Keener?
Yeah, I think it's been a very disciplined sort of first 20 minutes of the second half. I think the referees obviously in the first half has communicated our concerns around the number of penalties and the infringements, the breakdown. This seems to have been working so far, so we're sort of nearly 20 minutes in, and we've only had about 3 penalties, so it's been pretty good.
It's only, I mean, in the real world that the rest of you in our stream appear to be existing in, and not our rugby bubble. It's 2:15. We've got the floodlights on here, so you'd know well it was November. But we don't have that kind of winter sun coming in and playing havoc with what we're trying to see and what Outhalves in particular are trying to do. It is a Welsh player down over there. We can't see from here exactly who it is. Does give us an opportunity to come back to something we were talking about a couple of minutes ago before Ireland went and did their stuff, which is a day for the province of Leinster, for Irish rugby in general, and Leah Lyons in particular to look forward to.
Yeah, I suppose we're playing Leinster in Twickenham Stadium on the 27th of
28th
of December. Big day out because it's a big game for us over in Quins, and I suppose it'll be a fun day for Anna Capeless and myself to play against a few of our friends here.
But a trick play from Wales works. Super scramble from Jungang to haul down the Welsh hooker there. I think Wales knowing they need to do something different here, but this is still effectively a one-score game as we approach the final quarter.
Junior Griffin
Devanovic
unlucky.
O'Mahony thought she had that one, but it's Wales who look to go away through the sniping run of Ciara Bevan. Trying to inject some pace into this. Oh, great push up there from Breen, giving no time and space to Wales to do what they want. And a sense of urgency perhaps here from Wales as they look to chase down this game. The dink is there. Can she gather? Who will gather? Super work there from Snowsell. It's the first time she's tried it in this game, and it's pulled off. And the pressure is on now. It's absolutely effortless from Considine. She looks to kick right back down the Welsh throat as Wales look to push up. Parsons and Considine nearest. That's the block down there from Considine. Who will gather? Bravely in there for Wales was their full-back, Kaylee Powell. Ireland absolutely lined up the Welsh kicking game there and told them where to stick it. As Murphy looks to cover the ground in case Wales can do it again. But that's a massive push there from Wales, and they're up to their 10-metre line. Once again, it goes over the top. It'll be Considine again, but this will be contested. The missed tackle from Paige Randall has provided an opportunity to Banff. O'Mahony pushes hard, but she was outnumbered there and does get barged into touch.
I think the matchup there, Ciara Bevan and Eleanor Snowsill, is absolutely amazing. Speed on the ball now, they're working together really well, and it's bringing experience into that centre partnership and getting the ball moving for Wales.
Considine was on the wing and Lauren Delaney was at fullback, if I'm not mistaken, the last time these two teams played. But we've seen an exhibition of fullback play from Considine so far. Friday nearly got a fingernail on that one. Wales gathers. Snowsell takes it on. Again, good line speed from Wales, from Ireland, I should say. It's McMahon pushing up hard this time. Dirty ball in there. Hannah O'Connor trying to say, it wasn't me, ref. It was the one-arm man. Now it's Bethan Lewis's time to apply the pressure. But Ireland motoring here through Lauren Delaney. Goes back to O'Connor, the substitute. Still in possession here. Needs to get the ball back. Dane with the kick. And that one went out on the full. So just perhaps a rush of blood to the head there. And as you said, we do have plenty of Welsh friends listening to this as well. Courtney Kate out on the pitch for Wales at the moment. Your stepfather, Gary Thomas, is looking on and very much wishing his best. You're very welcome to keep those comments coming on both Facebook and YouTube. But back here in the bowl, it's Wales chasing a 7-point deficit. And that one's been given. It's advantage played here, and I think that's the right option for Ireland, who switched direction as Murphy went. And, well, it's starting to get interesting in there. Have to say, size-wise, that was a fair fight, but Nicola Friday's temperament would ensure that that wasn't going to get any better, although my co-commentators may beg to differ.
Yeah, I think they need to concentrate more on the game now than having a little tiff between each other. I think concentrate on the scrum now. It's next. I think you can have your little fight afterwards if they want it.
I mean, we've seen, you know, the breaks the Wales have had, the opportunities they've had, and you know, we've mentioned how, you know, the error count effectively has made this game very even, but the territory at all times has been Ireland, and that has to be a massive, massive positive.
Yeah, Wales haven't got into the Irish 22 too often, and you know, our defensive line is looks strong and secure when they have, forcing turnovers and exiting well at those times. So it's been positive.
So, I mean, we're not exactly in a situation here where the referee has 6 new front rows to deal with, but she will want to communicate effectively to the replacements we've seen in the second half, the finishers, if you want to call them that. So, Ireland under their own stand. Big support here. A lovely mix, it must be said as well, of fans, friends and supporters. And lots to like out here. The scoreboard included. That looks like a good win in there for, I think it was Ellen Murphy, to force that turnover. Yeah, that's good work in there from Murphy to win the ball out of the tackle.
Yeah, she's doing really well this year. She's moved to Gloucester Hartpury, and I think that's really helped her with her game and her kicking game as well, and overall control of the pitch. She's playing with players like Natasha Hunt and Carrie Large over there and getting really good experience coaching wise as well. I think it's been a massive thing for her to go over and get that.
For anyone who wants to know the provincial breakdown, we'll call it, 4 Munster players, 5 overseas based players, 3 Leinster and 3 Connacht. Those last 6 there would have all contested the interprovincial final between Leinster and Connacht. Absolutely brilliant series this year. The 5-game series really ramped up to what were the 2 best teams in the competition, I think it's fair to say, duke it out. But Leinster retaining their title, a very difficult thing to do at interprovincial level. But we're back in green now, and it's Dane and Murphy combining, and looks like we've gotten the rub of the green there, and Delaney carries. That was
great clean up there by Delaney, and footwork to, maybe it was a knock on.
Yeah,
just unlucky with a forward pass.
Gotten away with it there. It was a speculative pass, it must be said, from Considine, but referee Mahoney was wise to that one.
Yeah, just coming in there, Ross. I think the ball left the hands going forward, and ultimately that's why the decision was given. Now we're coming into the final 20 minutes, which is going to be very, very important for the referee to maintain accuracy of decision making and making sure that everything is good to go.
That's what referees knew about speaking when spoken to. But thank you for your contribution nonetheless, Keener. Wales on halfway. You can hear now that the crowd would certainly like to get another Irish score on the board. Just, you can tell when it's those individual shouts, and another decision goes Wales' way, and Murphy is the last one up out of the contact area. Looks like going to be another change made on the Irish side, with Niamh Ní Grumma coming in. Will she make an impact in time for this lineup? Perhaps not. Or perhaps she will. What's the best way to do it in that kind of scenario? When you know you're coming up to a key possession or a set piece, do you want to make the change, or is it better to get them in?
I suppose for us as forwards, I suppose if you come into a scrum or a line out, it's quite hard to get into the game. You know, it's a big play going in, but I suppose you hope you do your best job going forward. But I suppose your ideal ways to come into a set piece and just settle yourself in and go
Break in midfield from Snowsell here. McGrummagh kept in reserve, so she won't be involved in this one. Ball went to Breen there, as it was nearly Megan Webb who capitalised on a super break inside there from Eleanor Snowsell.
Great go forward from Wales there. I think that just shows their speed, shows their skill set. Going forward, they're unlucky there now with that knock on at the end of it.
Just a testament to Eleanor Snowsell's experience. Out of nothing, she created that, and Wales almost came away with a score. We see Niamh Drummond coming onto the pitch there now and replacing Anna Capeless, who's had a workhorse of a game. Fair play to her.
Yeah, it just shows Ireland, for all of the territory and scoreline advantage that they've had, that Wales have not given them a chance to rest on their laurels for a single second, particularly through the ability from boot or fleet of foot from Eleanor Snowsell. Instrumental in the win over Ireland in the Six Nations Championships. The head-to-head between Wales and Ireland in the Six Nations is in Ireland's favour. It's 8-5. When you look at that, the last 5 games between Ireland and Wales, it's a 3-2 lead for Ireland, we'll say. Although the argument could be made that Wales will savour the 2 losses that they've had, certainly. Now, for the first time in a while, we see an Ireland side in need of an exit, at the very least, to base themselves. That's a good shove there from Wales. Somehow, Ireland managed to come away with it. Massive pressure on the ball carrier there. Head down, charge forward. That's a good introduction for Anne-Marie O'Hora into the contact. Nigrumma covering, making sure that Murphy can get the exit here, and brings that one up just short, but right onto the 22, and I think that's very well managed from Ireland there, to be fair.
Yeah, good composure. They came under a bit of pressure there in the scrum. Niamh Drummond worked well for her first carry, and same with Anne-Marie O'Hora to allow that platform for Ellen to exit.
Michelle Claffey coming into the game. She got the hashtag bang to the head trending on Instagram during the week. Perhaps a reason behind her headgear for this particular game, and it is Enya Breen who's going to make way. When we talk about Snowsell as a strike runner for Wales, that's a big advantage for Ireland to bring on the calibre of Michelle Claffey when you look to a player who can have the option to run from deep. But,
yeah, it's great to see Claffey back on the pitch.
It's a miss there, and this could be a canter straight through. Is it Considine to scramble? No, it's been given. And it absolutely opened up for Wales there. The substitute for them, Robin Locke, has come into this game and onto the scoreboard. And a missed read. We have to wonder. Sorry, guys, who's our try scorer?
I think it was Harry's.
Sorry, beg your pardon. Sinead Harris with the score there. We'll look to get it on our replay. Yep, and here we have it. So Claffey had just come into midfield.
Great take from a line out there.
Oh, and it's quick hands. And it is indeed number 20, Robin Locke. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. But I mean, here we go. And it's there's a real opportunity here for Wales to level things up as well.
Yeah, I think it was a great play by Wales. You looked at a bit of a crossing there a little bit maybe, but I think they got away with it very, very easily. And look, they're on the board now. They're going forward. Robin in with a
Flags
kick.
go up, and you can hear the reaction from the Welsh bench.
Game on.
Correct me all day long on the try score. Apologies on that one. But Wales are absolutely energised here, and the sides are level.
12 minutes to go. It's going to be interesting to see. Ireland need a bit of strong response from this now to come away with a win, hopefully.
Again, if we're looking to give credit, not to name names, but I mean, should we give credit to Wales for making that happen, or perhaps was there
Yeah, that was well executed, solid play off a line, a strong carry up the centre, and poor defence by Ireland, but a really, really great play by Wales to finish that off, and it makes it all to play for now going into the last 10.
That's a Welsh number 20 there again. And Oh, it looks like Wales have their tails up here a little bit. It's kicked back in field. Murphy's going to be nearest this one, but it bounces overhead. That's well done by Niamh Grumma for Ireland. But you can hear an energised bench is always a sign that a game is turning, and Wales very much have their tails up here. And Murphy kicks this one. Wales are under it. It's a comfortable take. We'll bring it back here. Can somebody explain to me? Have I written it down wrong? Are the numbers different? Why do I think it's Robin Locke and why do you think it's Sinead Harris?
It's definitely Sinead Harris.
Because you know what she looks like
Yeah.
and I don't. That's fine.
I think the partnership too with Ciara Bevan and Eleanor Snowsell at the moment is showing absolute amazing skill. I think they're getting the ball out faster for Wales. They're giving them a good platform going forward. They're talking to each other. They're definitely giving them that extra edge at the moment that's bringing them into this game.
So with 10 minutes left to play, I'm just going to put it in the back of the heads of Leah Lyons and Aoife McDermott that you do have a player of the match to start consulting on. We're live here, so you're probably going to have to use some form of telepathy. We'll get back to you on that one in the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, Ireland mauling on the 22. Griffin at the tip of the spear. And it's a knock on. And Ireland will have a chance to reset. They know they need a score. They know they need a win, certainly more than Wales do. Such is the way these November series have fallen. This is what Ireland have been building towards.
For Ireland now, it's about getting a strong scrum here, shoring it up and hopefully getting a good platform for our backs to put something together.
And we can get excited, we can get all highfalutin about it, but the fact of the matter
nervous.
is that, we can have all the nerves we want, but they need to be absolutely composed out there.
Yeah.
They need to make it happen.
Yeah, look, we have a lot of experience out there on that pitch too. Girls who have been in situations like this before. So it's just about, keeping that calm, working through our phases and hopefully creating something off this.
Dane hesitated, rightly so. Scrum penalty 1. Michelle Claffey, jinx. There's an arm around the neck there, but play on, says the referee for now at least. The big carry from Griffin, can she get anything out of it? She's wrestled back to the ground, but presents well. This is a good opportunity for Ireland. This is where they want to be. Hannah O'Connor pushing hard. With her is Anne-Marie O'Hora. Good pass. It's caught up well by Murphy. And Naupu comes back in. Looks like all the options are on the right-hand side, and that's the way they go. Considine, the dink, the speed. Delaney pushing hard. Wales gather.
Come back for the advantage.
Come back for the advantage.
Yeah, Ross just coming in there as well. So the referees come back after playing advantage, and obviously at this stage of the game, with the game tightly poised at 10-all, it's the right decision to come back because obviously it's a kickable chance for the Irish team.
To be fair, that time I actually wanted you to interject, David Keane. So very much appreciative of that.
Interesting to see now what Ireland decide to do off this. Will they take the 3 points or go for the line out?
Yeah, seems to be a bit of discussion around it.
Yeah, I think
and there's a call
here.
for a kick and tee here.
And again,
do you have one? Does anyone here have a?
I think they've got it sorted. Another interesting one will be, will Hannah
us.
O'Connor kick or Ellen Murphy? Ellen's been doing it all game, and Hannah has a good reputation as a kicker as well, so that will be an interesting call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think points of this option, it's smart. Get yourselves ahead. There's, 7.5 minutes left. I think if they get this, hold on to their lead, collect the ball on the way back, and go from there, they should be able to hold off, hopefully.
So again, take your time to have a player of the match conference there. Whatever you need to do, we'll carry the call from here. It's Ellen Murphy standing over this one. She's had 2 kicks already in this game, 2 conversion attempts, both narrowly wide. This is a big moment in the course of this game. Murphy looks good from here. The assistant referees like it too. And with 7 minutes left to play in this game, Ireland have nudged themselves back into a 13-10 lead. So what has taken Ireland an awful lot to build throughout this game, Wales can undo in a matter of seconds, as we've seen. So we'll see how the next couple of possessions and phases unfolds, and then we'll come back to you for that player of the match announcement. That's a super call and a brilliant take in there think that's Catherine Dane. Yep. Dane called that one and gave herself a lot of work to do, but Julie did it. Didn't want to leave her teammates down. O'Connor now, the debutant for Ireland. And there are a number on this pitch. But can they see out something that doesn't happen all too often in recent times, which is a test win for Ireland women? Murphy kicks straight down Wales' throat. It goes to the fullback Powell. Powell goes to her left. Ireland trying to pile in there and make it difficult for the visitors. Gracious hosts everywhere but on this patch of grass. Ireland perhaps lucky there as Anne-Marie Hora, guilty of being taking her time in getting back on side. Tabanovic O'Mahony makes no such mistake. Snowsell, she's creating doubt in the Irish backline. Naupu gathers, makes the tackle. McMahon trying to get the steal in there. Can she complete? Nope, has to go back. It's with Wales. Claffey trying to make the hit. She can hear me from here. I'd love to cheer her on. She's held in there and Wales reset and go again. Oh, the break was there. The offload was being begged for there by, we'll call it Robin Locke if the numbers have switched. Snowsell goes wide. Another midfield wrap. Griffin stands over this one. She saw it coming. And that's a big result for Ireland. The crowd love it. The bench down to our right-hand side love it too.
Yeah, and a very important penalty there. At the breakdown area, players who arrive at the breakdown areas must come through the gate for the back. And clearly there, the Welsh player came in the side, which is illegal. So it's a key penalty for Ireland at this stage of the game.
So we're going to get to player of the match. Aoife, I'm going to ask you to talk about some of the contenders that we've had throughout this game. And Leah, I'll leave it to you to announce the actual player who's been given that ultimate award.
Yeah, I think from the Irish side, Ellen Murphy has had a great game, leading and controlling it all around the park, between nice things between the forwards and the backs. Ciara Griffin has to be up there as well, turned up the ball over numerous times when it was needed. And then from a Wales point of view, I think Leah's going to talk us through that.
Yeah, I suppose a Wales point of view, we're looking at Eleanor Snowsell controlling the game. I think there are a few substitutions that have come on, Ciara Bevan and Harries. But I think for us today, our man of the match or woman of the match today is Emer Constantine. She's been absolutely phenomenal, has really stood out for us all day, catching ball and carrying it, giving a twist here, there, running on. She's doing absolutely amazing.
Emer Constantine, a game changer. You'd hope a game winner too, but she is our player of the match. She'll be receiving an award from Frances Johnson of Aon after the match. Let's hope she'll be doing it with a winning smile on her face. Still a lot of rugby to be played in this game, certainly the way we've seen it unfold. Ireland leading with a kick of the ball between the two sides. And we're into the final few minutes of this game. Thanks very much for taking us through the candidates there, and I think it shows as well when you can talk about, positive performances on all sides. It means that ultimately, when we look back, we've had a good game on our hands.
Yeah, definitely a good game. I think we also have to look at Emer Constantine's, I think, first game in 15 for Ireland. She's done really well. She's caught ball, kicked it, and I think that's something testament for her. She's a GA background. It's helped her along her career in rugby, and going forward, she's a great player.
Yeah. Only disappointment there is that for commentators who have to find different ways to identify different players, that Bevan Parsons has copied the boot choice of Emer Constantine. Marginal gains will perhaps look to improve that one for the next one. Maybe they'll have it figured out by the Six Nations. I don't know. I thought Constantine would have had dibs on that coloured boot.
You'd know their backs with their pink boots.
Oh, you'd know you were forward by saying that. Well, here we go. Ireland with a big win in there. And, Leah Lyons absolutely wants to tear this commentary booth asunder as she celebrates that one.
Yeah, it's very hard to stay quiet up here on the mic, but yeah, really good work from the girls there, getting a scrum, take a few extra seconds off the clock here now, and hopefully get the win at the end of this.
Ireland really have something to defend here. Leah, if you need to go, it's all right. You could just get down there. It does look like are Ireland trying to eat up the clock or get somebody into the game as a tactical substitution, but looks like Kate O'Dwyer is going to be coming into this game if the opportunity arises. Here comes Ireland off the scrum. That's a zip of a pass from scrum half. Naupu going to go wide. Oh, that's a super pick up. I think that's a harsh call, to be quite honest. But it's okay. I don't and either need nor deserve to express opinions on this kind of thing. I was just absolutely marginal there, because if Considine was able to carry her boot twin to her left, was poised to get in there on this. As I said, I have no such opinions on any particular outcomes, and that has nothing to do with the referee just literally wagged his finger at me. I should say our technical analyst.
Massive bit of set piece for both teams now. Wales need to get this back and try and get a platform off it. Ireland want to stop them getting go forward ball off this. It's a huge moment.
You're dead right, Leah. There's no time for such frivolities. That's and looks like that one got wheeled around there from Ireland, and Wales are still in this one.
Bit too eager there in the scrum from Linda. I think they needed to hold that out. They needed to keep it flat and straight and push straight through as a unit.
And we'll be approaching the discretion of the referee, shall we say, in terms of what happens next. Please bear in mind that the clock you're seeing on your screens is not an official match clock. It's not as simple as it going into red and that being game over. It does give an indication that we are into squeaky bum time here at the UCD Bowl. And that's a green decision there, shall we say.
Yeah, unfortunate there by Wales, a crooked ball, but gives game to Ireland, really. Unfortunate.
And indeed, fortunate for Ireland. This game could have gone very, very differently, it must be said. Leading 5-0 at half-time. Linda Jugang with the try after the initial break from Emer Considine. Advantage doubled in the second half as Enya Breen went over with numbers out wide to spare. But then Wales came back into the game. Sinead Harris with the try.
Huge scrum by Wales there. Determination to get that ball back, get over it. Ireland looked a bit lax trying to get that back and get it back to their 8.
And Ireland had pushed out a 13-10 lead through the boot of Ellen Murphy. But here we go. Is this the last opportunity of the game? It certainly looks that way. Big celebrations from Wales. Perhaps a reminder that they've plenty to do yet if they're to get something out of this game.
Huge moment of the game now for Wales. They have a good platform going forward. Good line out leading into a maul. I will imagine that's going to happen. Going up on 5 maybe, yeah.
Ireland need discipline here. And they probably need a player to step forward and make a crucial intervention. As we've seen, Leah Lyons can't even look. Such are the stakes in this, and Wales are getting the drive on, and it looks good from here as they continue to go. And Ireland will need to redress this situation sooner rather than later as Wales keep pushing here. There's bodies on the line. The ball is so close to it. There'll be a chance to reset. The scrum half doesn't want to know about it. It's a pick and jam. Ireland flinging themselves at this situation. They need every ounce of energy to repel Wales at this stage. Surely, if Wales can cross, the game will be theirs. The W will be there to take home. Welsh backline is looking ready on this one. Still, it's around the fringes. Still, it's dirty. Maybe Ireland want it that way. It's a mess down there. Tensions rising on the pitch, in the stands and in the commentary box. Scrum half goes wide, dips across the line, is lifted aloft by her teammates, and it's the substitute Ciara Bevan. If there was an inch of a gap, it was the only one that was there, and it was the one that she found. Wales take the lead at the death.
Great play by Wales, you know, it came from that pressure that they had on the scrum. Lovely composure in that line out, and just that's what they're known for. You know, they can pick and go and they'll keep that composure and wear you down, and a well executed try by Wales.
And the hung heads of Ireland will tell you that that was perhaps the last action of this game. So, whilst the scoreline has yet to be resolved, it does look like the result is Wales. And Ireland won't even bother turning around to face this kick. They're straight into the huddle, straight into dealing with what would be a bitterly disappointing loss if the their teammates up in the commentary box or anything to go by.
Yeah, I
This
think
is an awful one to take.
I think it's a great finish by Wales. You have to look at the composure that they had under the ball and to get it going forward, not to give away any penalties or a silly ball, and deserved win at the end. They came back in the second half and really took it to Ireland.
Yeah, I think big credit to the Welsh bench. They came on and they really sparked life into the squad, the side, and made some big hits and big moments throughout the game in the second half. And they really stood up for Wales today.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, the ball was so slow there at the end. Wales were lined up to do something, but ultimately it was just that narrow channel and a scrum half snipe that ultimately has proved to be the difference between the sides. All credit to Wales. They were 10-0 down. They were 13-10 down, and they've won this game by 15 points to 13.
Yeah, definitely. A credit to themselves coming back against a big loss against Spain last week to come into this and to get a win against Ireland. I think it's a good job for them. Us going forward, I suppose this is our only November game. We don't get a chance to play again, unfortunately, till Six Nations. The girls are going to be really disappointed going into that dressing room and coming off this with a loss. But I suppose we look forward. They've camped next weekend and hopefully that'll be better and have a look at the Wales game.
It was a tight game. It was a tense game. Looking back to the points scored by the winning team in their recent meetings, Wales scoring 24, Ireland scoring 35, 20. It's taken at least 20 points to win this game in recent times. This was as absolutely tight as it gets, and it's bitterly disappointing for Ireland. Wales, whether they'd won or lost, would have been able to turn it around and have a game to look forward to next week. But from a competitive point of view, this is what it looks like for Ireland. But can you maybe just run us through what the next week or so will look like when this team will have a chance to get back in together? You can see Ciara Griffin in the huddle there rallying the troops, and I'm sure these guys are in their boots, but is there somebody better than Ciara Griffin to try and pick them up? I don't know.
No, she's our captain, and we'll follow her wherever she goes. She has such heart, such passion for the jersey, and you see it in the way that she plays. She gives it absolutely everything, and she inspires by the way that she plays. So she'll be, telling the girls, and and just saying that, what needs to be done next week. Now that we're going to go in, we'll review this. We'll see where we went wrong and the lessons that we learn and build from it. And it's all about the Six Nations in 2020, and we're just going to build towards that.
It makes you think back to the individual standout moments we had in this game. Considine obviously will get her individual award, but you think about 4 turnovers that Griffin had in the first 20 minutes alone. Yeah. The debuts that we've had, Ivanovic O'Mahony put a foot wrong. I think Judy Bobbitt is the kind of player that excites fans and teammates alike.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of positives from today. We have, is it 3 new caps today? I'm not exactly sure, but they came on and they made a massive impact. Bobbitt is an amazing talent for a 19-year-old. She's going to be a star for us going forward. Victoria, the same, came on and was solid in her line-out throws and her scrummaging. There's a lot of positives that we can take from this. Hannah O'Connor as well, another one that's going to be one to watch going forward.
And it's been a pleasure to cover what we've seen here today for what it's been, which is the very best of women in rugby across the 4 provinces on a really good occasion. We talk about hashtag 20by20, and it's really important. We talk about hashtag can't see, can't be. It's not necessarily, what you're coming to see is not always to see a winning team, but to see players putting on a show, and hey, we got that today. Have to say, it's how I'm personally disappointed. I know the players are out there. Our co-commentary team beside us here are struggling for words, because and I've seen it with you throughout this game. You felt every hit. You've been there for every possession, And I think if we'd have won this game and I'd asked you how'd you got on in the commentary booth, you'd have told me it was great. I mean, it probably, the result probably reflects how everybody feels about everything at this point.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and we're there with the girls. We're gutted for them. We know how much work they've put into this between the Scotland camp, the France camp, and every other camp leading up to this. So yeah, they're going to be hurting, but they'll be back.
So the player of the match, the Aon player of the match, is Emer Considine. She's standing by with Ryan Bailey.
Emer is the Aon man. player of the match, and she's been presented by her award from Francis from Aon. Emer, obviously a tough result to take to the depth, but so many positive strands to that performance overall.
Yeah, look, it's not how we wanted the game to end. We were dominant in, I suppose, 90% of that game. It's just a few calls at the end went, and I suppose we just have to learn from that and build. You know, it's our one game that we had to prep for the Six Nations, and we'll be disappointed. Look, we improved defensively, we created a lot of opportunities. I suppose just a few calls went against us, and look, ultimately that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how well you play, but it's just the points on the board, and we didn't manage to, I suppose, capitalise on the amount of possession that we had on the ball.
If you can take those positives, as you said, a lot of possession, it seems as though the contact time you've had as a team over the last couple of weeks has really played into that. There was plenty of cohesion and line breaks from yourself in particular.
Yeah, we've really focused on our defence, and I think it's hard for teams to get past us, and there ends up that there's quite a lot of, I suppose, turnovers and line breaks, and I suppose I was just lucky to be on the end of those or in those line breaks, but it's mostly our defence that we've been working on, and it was all about us today. And look, we have plenty of positives to work on. Our defence looked after itself today, and look, we needed to get more points on the board, and it's a good position to be with the performance that we had. We just need to get those results on the board when we're in in our 22. We have to capitalise on that.
Tough luck, Emer, and well played.
Thanks very much.
Back up to Ross.
There you have it. Very difficult for Emer Considine to contain her disappointment there, but a gracious winner nonetheless of the Aon Player of the Match award. It just leaves me with time to thank our team here in the commentary box, obviously the stream team, videos on the net, and everyone who put in sterling work to make that happen today. To our technical analyst David Keane, thank you so much, but a particular and the biggest thanks of all goes to our co-commentators Leah Lyons and Aoife McDermott. We'll leave it there from the UCD Bowl here in University College Dublin, where it's a final score this afternoon of Ireland 13, Wales 15.